She doesn't want to seem sanctimonious about it, but Florida native Kristin Teschke has been making an effort to green up her lifestyle for a few years now. That is, as much as she can and still live within the rules of her homeowners association.
It's hard to not seem holier than thou with all of these, you can't do that, it's not green. That's what I'm trying not to be, that kind of person, just trying to figure out what's the best, what has the least impact and environmental footprint. And you're inundated with information, and it's now becoming very fashionable to be green and natural.
Follow Kristin through her daily routine as she shares a few lifestyle choices that are easy on the earth and the wallet. Water usage offers a multitude of green options.
Just starting in the morning with getting ready, anytime using water, trying to shut it off when I'm not using it. Using a filter on the water taps and bringing my own reusable, sturdier plastic bottle, the kind that are designed to wash and reused, instead of buying disposable plastic bottles.
In addition to recycling, Kristin and her husband keep a compost pile, but they're unable to take advantage of the rich soil their compost makes.
I currently take my compost to a friend's house because I'm not allowed to have a compost bin here. So even though the county allows it, your homeowners association can have say over the county, and same with having a garden.
Kristin's homeowners association also prohibits vegetable gardens, so she grows herbs in pots. She'd also like to save energy by having a clothesline, but that's right, that too is against the rules. So she concentrates on the little things she can change.
I've signed up with as many companies as I can for their online bill payment and paperless statements. And with junk mail, when I get catalogs that I don't want, I call the company and ask to be removed from their mailing list.
Unplugging appliances instead of leaving them on standby can cut your home energy-related emissions by 10% or more. The best way to reduce this vampire or phantom load is by using a power strip, which is easily switched off. Many electric companies also offer energy reduction programs.
They send someone out to your house to evaluate you can choose your water heater or air conditioning or pool pump if you have a pool. And they put a device on the appliance, and if they need to shut that appliance down in an energy shortage, you've volunteered to do that. And you actually end up saving money every year, whether they turn it off or not.
In addition to turning AC up a degree or two, replace old burned-out light bulbs with low-energy compact fluorescents. The latest versions cast a warm, natural light. CFLs cost slightly more, but last 10% longer and use 75% less energy than incandescents. Kristin's dog Higgins doesn't seem too worried about greenhouse gas emissions. What he doesn't know is that the way pets' waste is handled does make a difference.
When I walk him, I definitely clean up after him every time, which is really important. You don't want that waste seeping into the runoff, into the groundwater. But here's another thing where I'm not sure what to do. I have purchased biodegradable bags to clean up the waste, and then I put those in with our weekly garbage, and I know the bag it will all break down. But I've recently read that no waste should be going into the landfill, so now I've got to rethink how to deal with that.
In the meantime, the solid waste from her 3 cats' litter boxes goes down the toilet instead of into the garbage in standard plastic bags, which are made from crude oil and natural gas derivatives. Most of the 500 billion to 1 trillion plastic bags used per year end up in landfills, stuck in trees, or hurting animals on land and sea. That's why Kristin brings her own bag when she goes shopping.
I think I saw the bags for sale at the grocery store, and I thought, well, that's a good idea. Instead of always having 10 plastic bags, you can fit it all in one canvas bag.
Walking or biking only once a week gives the planet a break from a car's CO2 emissions, which make up about 1/4 of the carbon emissions produced. On top of that, 30 minutes of daily biking can increase life expectancy by up to 4 years.
For a long time I thought organic is the way to go. And now I'm learning, more importantly, local and even more important than that, seasonal is the way to go. So I'm going to make adjustments and look into organic farm co-op that's in the area. You can subscribe to their program of getting vegetables and fruits. So it's, you always have more to learn.
In the meantime, Kristin shops for her family's vegetarian diet at the nearest supermarket. Surprisingly enough, reducing meat intake is the single most effective thing to do to reduce the carbon footprint. That's because livestock adds more greenhouse gases to our atmosphere than motorized transport or any other factor, making up 18% of total emissions worldwide. Then there are food miles to consider. Each item in the local supermarket has traveled an average of at least 1,000 miles by the time it gets to someone's plate. Food is trucked or flown from where it's grown to where it's packaged to where it's sold. All of this burns fuel. Contrary to public perception, paper bags are not eco-friendly. Tens of millions of trees are cut down each year to meet U.S. supply for bags alone. They generate 5 times as much solid waste as plastic, and the manufacturing process produces 50 times as much water pollution as plastic. In other words, avoiding unnecessary packaging and containers in the first place is preferable to simply recycling them. Some coffee chains even offer a discount for providing your own mug.
By bringing in my own container, I saved 10 cents. And same thing, I think they would have normally put this in a paper bag with a paper liner. So now I just have it in my container and I can take it with me. Nothing to throw away, nothing to recycle. And I saved a little money, so it's a win-win.
From water use to energy use to carrying her own containers and making sound choices at the grocery store, Teschke exemplifies a green lifestyle that anyone can incorporate into daily living.